Hi, my name is Danny, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this handle part of this grabber. So as you can see, this is kind of the part in and of itself that we're going to be making, and I can rotate that for you a little bit so you can get an idea. Obviously, you can kind of see these edges here are cut to be a little thinner, and I can show you how to do that. And there's these added pieces up here. So the main thing we're going to be going over is how to create this kind of curved shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the iPro bar, create a new part, just go ahead and left click standard, and I get this blank screen. I go and say left click create 2D sketch. I'm just going to go ahead and click the front plane. So what you're going to want to do first is create an arc that's kind of going to mimic the curve of that handle. So what you want to do is make sure you do center point arc, not 3-point, and left click that. Just go over and make some kind of arbitrary arc. Press exit. Then you want to create a line that goes from that center point, and we're just going to attach it to the line. And then what I'm going to do is constrain that point to the midpoint of this arc. As you can see, that highlighted with that green dot, and now that part is, and we also want to constrain this to that center point. And I'm just going to press escape, and then I'm going to press dimension and make that, as you can see, it's really small right now, but I'm going to make that 4 inches and just type in 4, press enter. You're going to have to zoom out because obviously this has changed a little bit, and I'm going to press escape, and then I'm going to go up here and press this horizontal constraint, and then I'm going to click this because we want that to be horizontal, and press escape, and then I just want this point here to be at the origin, so I'm going to coincident constrain that point down here by left clicking each point. So there we go. That's the first step. And so both of these lines I don't actually want to be a part of my sketch. So what I'm going to do is make these both construction lines by just clicking on them once, left clicking, and pressing construction. You can also just go ahead and right click them, and there's going to be an option to construct. But then press escape, and I'll show you that. Left click, and just press construction, and press escape again. Then I'm going to create 2 circles that are going to kind of give me the edges, the rounded edges of my circles. I'm going to choose center point, and I'm going to just type in 1, press enter. Then I'm going to start over here and type in 0.75, press enter. So then we're going to create a line or dimension the distance between these two. So I'm going to press escape to get out of this circle function here, and left click dimension, and just click the edge of this circle, edge of this circle, and make sure that this is 4. So as you can see, that got thrown off a little, so I'm going to want to coincident constrain that center point of that circle to our line. I'm going to do that by escaping out of the dimension, constrain and coincident constrain, and click on the center by left clicking, and then left click the edge of that point. And then I am going to left click this and left click that. So there we have a good base, and now what we're going to do is create kind of the edges of the handle. So I'm going to go in and make 2 arcs. I actually want to escape out of that coincident constraint first. I forgot to do that. Again, go left click arc and just drag out, create 2 arcs on either side, and press escape. And then what I want to do is coincident constraint this with this, and press that little point in the edge of the circle there. And then I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to drag this over a little so it's more on the side, and then I'm going to tangent constraint these. If I hadn't dragged that over, that line might become tangent with this edge, which is not what we want. So I'm going to press the line and say that is tangent to this circle. Press the line again, it's also tangent to that circle. And then I'm basically going to press escape and repeat the same process on the other side. So coincident constraint that point in the circle, coincident constraint this point and this circle, and escape, and again do the tangent, constraint, and there we have that, and then I'm going to press escape. And I'm going to dimension the radii of these two arcs. So let me go ahead and just click that. It's close to 3. You want to round it off to kind of a whole number or standard fraction. So I'm just typing 3, press enter, and click on this line. This is close to 4, so I'm just going to type in 4. I actually want that to be less curved, so I'm actually going to type in 4 because I kind of like the look of that better. And I also kind of want this to be a little less, so I'm going to type in 5. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to eyeball it and see what looks good to you. And I'm going to go ahead and press escape. And then I want to trim these sections here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim. And just click on, it's gonna, right now my mouse is just hovering over and it's showing me what it's gonna trim. And I know that's what I do want it to trim, so I'm just gonna left click. And as you can see, all of that's gone away, and I'm gonna press escape. Then I'm gonna offset this a little bit so that it extrudes upward from this. And then I just want to go ahead and dimension this width. I'm going to left click there and press this line and then press this outer line. The software automatically knows that that's the width you're trying to get. I'm going to make that 0.25. And I was just going back, and I want to check and see how this looks compared to this other one. And it's a little more curved still than I'd like. So I'm going to take those dimensions, which were 8 and 10 actually. That doesn't really look right either. So, although here's, it gives you this dimension of this arc here and this dimension here. So I guess I can just go off of that for now. So yeah, that's going to give me a completely equal image. So if you want to use the already made file that we have uploaded on Thingiverse, you can just go to our Thingiverse page. If you'll come to this page, www.thingiverse.com/ret/designs. You have these options of all these different things we've made that you can download and kind of see how we made them. Okay, so right now we have this part fully constrained, and we just want to say finish sketch by left clicking. I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm going to extrude it, and about 1 inch seems good. And then again, you want to extrude that symmetrically because that's going to come in handy, especially when you go to do the assembly. I'm going to press OK. And now we have the basis of the handle compared to what it's supposed to look like. And this is the one in the final file we chose. So those are just the basics. Keep an eye out for further videos on how to finish making this. So I hope this was helpful. Have a nice day.